Well, greetings, City Church family and friends. Today is May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. Not funny. I want to thank those of you that have been praying for me. 5 or 6 weeks ago, many of you know I got Bell's palsy, and last Sunday was the first Sunday I preached in about 6 weeks, and it's still there, but way better than it was. And so before it starts raining, let's do our devotional today. We're talking about partnering with the Holy Spirit today and walking in the power of the Holy Spirit. First, we see in Luke chapter 3, verses 21, 22, we see the baptism of Jesus. Jesus is baptized in water. He said, I have to fulfill all righteousness. And John saying, I can't baptize you, but he says, I have to fulfill all righteousness. John baptizes him when he comes up out of the water. A picture, if you would, like a dove of the Holy Spirit descends from heaven, and in one translation it says in bodily form, this dove, and it comes and it lights upon or lands upon Jesus and disappears, like it was just absorbed into Jesus. And then there was a voice crying from heaven saying, this is my beloved Son in whom I'm well pleased. And from that time on, the ministry of Jesus began. At this time, he was 30. Most of you know, yet to be a rabbi, you had to be 30 years old. So the ministry of Jesus, it officially begins on this day. And there's so much that we could talk about the place of him being able to be a priest and a rabbi, and him walking out his ministry from that time forward. He's led by the Holy Spirit into the wilderness for 40 days of fasting after this. And then he begins his ministry in power and miracles. And we see that he was filled with the Holy Spirit. The difference is he was filled without measure because he was sinless. But later, after Jesus he dies and is buried and raises from the dead and sends back to the Father, he said, I'm going to send the Holy Spirit back to you. When I get back to the Father, I'm going to pour out the Holy Spirit upon all flesh. Acts chapter 1 verse 8 said, go and wait in Jerusalem. Wait there, and I'm going to pour out the Holy Spirit. And when the Holy Spirit is poured out, you're going to be empowered from on high, that you can be witnesses to me throughout Jerusalem, Judea, Samaria, and to the ends of the earth. And that same Holy Spirit that Jesus received on the day of his baptism, that same Holy Spirit that was poured out upon the disciples and the 120 in the upper room on the day of Pentecost in Acts chapter 2, is the same Holy Spirit that is available for me and you to walk in and to walk out the power of the Holy Spirit in our day-to-day lives, not only for us, but more important, to be a witness to others, to share and reveal who Jesus is. And let's just do that even today. Ask God for opportunities.